And welcome everyone to another episode of the Koto's Mojo. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Koto. We got a lot to talk about today. We got Ian with us on the show. Ian, how you doing, buddy? How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, Thanksgiving was great. I had the whole family over. It was a lot of fun. Watched some pathetic football, that's for damn sure. Had you and your brothers over and Kelly, and it was a good time with everybody.
It was definitely a great time indeed. And yeah, it was a delicious Thanksgiving for everybody, Ian. And we got a nice post Thanksgiving special the following day. So let's jump right into it, Ian. The Chicago Bears made a very rare win move the day after Thanksgiving and fired head coach Matt Eberflus. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's about time. I heard rumors that Ryan Poles wanted to fire him after the New England game, but the McCaskies didn't want him to. So this was a long time coming. This was the first time in Bears history that we fired a coach in the middle of a season. So it's good to see that they're actually up for the task of firing a guy who's not up for the job of leading the team. So yeah, now we got our interim offensive coordinator coming in as our head coach. And so far, I like the guy, man. He's made a lot of good decisions with the team. Um, and he's not taking it easy on these players, man. He is
No.
making sure that these guys work hard and he even said like football's a violent game.
Yeah.
You got to get into it.
Yeah. And
So
even when
I'm
he
very happy.
same, man, I'm glad that they finally, got rid of Shane Waldron because he was atrocious as well. And when Thomas Brown took over, the Bears offense showed great promise in the Packers game, the Vikings game, and the Lions game. Oh, games that we should have won though.
Yeah, it's crazy because I wouldn't even say that we're a bad team. Like we have a lot of good players. It's just a lot of bad calls. So coaching was bad. I'm glad we're kind of just we're doing a clean slate right now.
Yeah.
So I like the direction that we're heading. Um, I've heard rumors today that they're talking to Bill Belichick. Um,
Um,
I'll Patrick. Do you realize how many Super Bowls this man has won? And do you
this is
realize
true.
how bad the Patriots got when Tom Brady left? They did
Yes.
not have a team that was worth a damn. He was a good coach, man. It was him and Tom. And if we put him with the Bears, he will give us a winning season. He is still a good football coach.
I just want as a Bear, I just hope we don't hire some no-name wannabe like we did with Flus. Because he was clearly a no-name wannabe. They were like, this is not who we want.
Yeah, I've heard the offensive coordinator for the Lions is a top candidate as
Ben
well.
Johnson.
Not against it, but I also am against it. I want someone that was actually a head coach.
Yeah, as much as I would, love Ben Johnson in Chicago, Ian, I don't think Chicago is the proper spot for a first time head coach. And again, Ben Johnson's a great offensive coordinator, but I don't think Chicago will be the spot for him. So yeah, to your case, Bill Belichick wouldn't be bad. Hell, I wouldn't mind Cliff Kingsbury. He's coached with the Cardinals. He was Caleb Williams' offensive coordinator at USC last year too.
It's true, and usually, it doesn't work out well when you have a coach come from college to the NFL, but he has experience in the NFL, so
He does.
wouldn't be bad.
He's a good option, and then we'll just see what other good options that we'll find through the head coaching search. I'm just hoping that this is taken seriously because the Flus one was not serious at all. Because when we first heard Eberflus, we're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, no one ever has heard of him before, so yeah, it seems like they're gonna take this job search very seriously.
I hope they do.
I just hope it works out well because we have too many weapons on this team to let them go to waste.
And this is what the Bears have. They have great players, but terrible coaching.
Yeah, we haven't had good coaching since Lovey Smith.
Yes, and it showed a lot in the Matt Eberflus era. He blew, well, hell, last year he blew 3 games where we were up by double digits.
Yeah, go figure, man. So
Yeah.
I don't see him sniffing a job in the NFL. He's probably gonna go somewhere like the USFL or the Canadian Football League or something. Eberflus he no longer has a job here in the NFL.
Just keep this fucker away from Chicago. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, he'll never come back. And if he does come back, it'll be in a body bag. No, I'm just kidding.
There were fans that nearly wanted to go that route at Hallis Hall if they didn't fire Eberflus after some games lately.
There was a lot of Chicago Bear fans that wanted to January 6th Hallis Hall.
Well, then I'm like, I don't blame you for that. I really don't. I
I remember
really
I saw a bunch of people like sharing a photo. It was like the January 6th attacks, and it was just like Hallis Hall photoshopped in. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
yeah. We're like, let's ride. I'm like, I'm not gonna be a part of that, but let's ride. Oh my god. But yes, I mean, I'm surprised and not surprised that the Bears made the move during the season because one, they've never done it, but with how bad Flus has been, I'm like, he's been so bad, like they have to fire him now.
Yeah, I don't. I think it would have been a bad idea to let him ride out the rest of the season because it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out last season, and wasn't working out this season. So,
Yep.
ridiculous.
A couple other candidates I think will be good for the Bears. Mike Vrabel, I wouldn't mind him in Chicago. He had great success with Tennessee.
Yeah, honestly, anyone that is known for something, for doing something very well, I want them to be interviewed.
Same. And this
We don't
one,
need
Mike
some no name like we had with goddamn
Matt Nagy.
Tressman.
Oh, well, that fucker came from the Canadian League.
Yeah. So I don't want any bullshit like that. I don't want some wasted away head coach like we had with John Fox.
Huh.
I don't want some guy who worked under one of the greatest head coaches of Andy Reid to come over to us because Matt Nagy has nothing to do with the Chiefs' success. We
It's
all
all
know
Andy
that.
Reid.
It's all Andy Reid. It's all Patrick Mahomes. It's all well, Travis Kelsey has been garbage this season. What he only has like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Um,
which is a complete rarity. You're like, what the fuck's going on with
yeah,
it?
and I'm sure we'll maybe talk about the Chiefs, but man, they're not really that great. They have
No.
barely won all their games.
Oh yeah. Like they blocked the field goal against Denver, had the pass interference against the Bengals. Isaiah Likely apparently didn't know where the line was on that touchdown. But yeah, no, we'll get into that, later. But another head coach that I feel like it could be under the radar, and call me crazy for this, but if he gets the axe this year, I wouldn't mind going after Brian Dable. He also was the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills as well before he took the job with the Giants.
I don't
Of
know.
course, this is if they give him
Eh,
the axe.
yeah, anything from New York stinks, so I don't want
True.
it.
We just don't want some no-name wannabe. And honestly, Ian, I feel like the Bears will make the right move because let's not forget when we brought in Matt Eberflus, Ted Phillips was still in the building.
Very true.
The man didn't know shit about football. Where for Kevin Warren, the man does know shit about football.
Yeah. I'm sure, you know, we have a full off season ahead of us to figure out who is going to be our head coach. Um, I hope they take their time with this. I hope it's not something that they announce like right after the Super Bowl. I want them to actually dig into this, find someone who will work with these guys.
If I'm hearing stuff before mid March, I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Yeah, they really need to dig into us. At least have something ready by May, right before summer camp starts.
Exactly. Or before the draft, knowing
Yeah,
the
before the
Bears.
draft too. But I mean, at this point, our new head coach, whoever we're gonna hire, he's not gonna know anything about this team until he coaches a game with them. Honestly, I don't
Exactly.
I don't think a new head coach should have a say in the draft until they have had 1 year under their belt with that team.
Right. Exactly. And with everybody that we have, they'll all be back next year. Well, I would get rid of Tevin Jenkins because he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, and he just can't block, man. He looks so ridiculous out there.
Oh, just like
Um,
our atrocious offensive line in general, including Darnell Wright. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Dude, we haven't had an offensive line honestly since Kyle Long. Like that guy, he just led that squad out there, and they were so good. Like 2018's offensive line was so fucking good. I don't know how
Yeah.
they did it.
I don't know how they did it either, but we missed that offensive line.
Yeah, dude, man, Kyle Long was so great. I just wish he didn't have so many injuries.
And it's a thing that we've been talking about basically forever as Bears fans, Ian. Offensive line, offensive line, offensive line.
Dude, it is the curse of the Chicago Bears. I really do think that is the curse. We've dealt with trying to find the right quarterback for forever, forever.
Yeah.
We've tried to get good coaching forever, but I really do think the number one thing that has always hurt the Bears since their existence is blocking for their quarterback.
Hell, you look at you watch, the team in 85 watching their highlights. Some of their games were one ugly.
Yeah, their offense was not good in '85. It was all defense that year.
Yep.
It was bad. Jim McMahon wasn't good. He was not a good quarterback. I'm gonna say that right now. Cool guy,
Not a good quarterback.
good quarterback. I'll give him good quarterback. His
He
career
got the
was
job done. He got the job done.
his career was plagued by injuries, like a lot of players, but he did not win those games. He did not win that Super Bowl. That was the defense.
Exactly. And some help with Walter Payton in some games.
Yeah, too bad Walter didn't score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
And
That
then
is
he
That is Jim McMahon's big one regret I have read that he did not hand the ball to Walter for a touchdown.
Yeah, and Walter apparently cried. And
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
mean
don't blame him,
he
but
he won a Super Bowl. I'm sure a lot of it was just like, he was emotional that he was able to get that far and get win a Super Bowl. I mean, one of the greatest running backs of all time.
yep. And hopefully, yeah, one day, someday, someday we'll see the Bears win a Super Bowl.
When pigs fly.
Yep. Hey, I mean, if we're alive to see the Cubs win a World Series, the White Sox win a World Series, the Blackhawks start this dynasty for the Stanley Cup, then damn well we'll definitely see the Bears win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's crazy. All of like the teams that we watch have like gone to like the championship games and they won it except for the Bears. The Bears were the only ones in Chicago that we watched lose a championship.
Yeah, and we were babies, just babies shitting diapers when Jordan was winning his last two championships.
Yeah, I wish. I don't really care about the Bulls, man. Like honestly, I wish I was a basketball fan in the '90s because that shit was cool, but
Yeah, basketball, the NBA in the 90s was a lot better than today's NBA.
yeah, but regardless, while we've been alive, the only team that has lost a championship in Chicago have been the Bears. We've been alive for all of them winning championships,
Yep,
except the Bears.
the Blackhawks, the Cubs, the White Sox, but not the.
Not the Bears. We had to watch them lose the Super Bowl against the Colts.
We had to watch Sexy Rexy throw it away.
An embarrassment to the city of Chicago. But man, oh man, that team was incredible. That defense,
And if
that
we
was a
and
nasty
this year's
defense.
defense isn't that bad either.
No, and I don't know if you follow Lance Briggs, but he has been so hard on the defense this year. He's been giving them so many Fs. He gave them an F after this game.
I wouldn't say the defense gave an F performance. I mean, first and foremost, you held the Lions to 23 points. With that good of an
Yeah,
offense,
I
I
don't see how that
I don't see
is.
it. I don't see an F grade. I'm not going to give them an A, but they did a good enough
I
job to
think he's a
keep.
lot harder on them because he was a defensive player, you know. I think that's why, but dude, and he gave coaching a D minus. I'm like, dude, that's like an F triple minus right there.
Yeah, well, especially too, and it showed in some games as well. Eberflus, first of all, was a first class idiot for not calling a timeout on that last play. I'm like, what are you doing?
Golly, dude. That was that was the moment when they knew that they were going to fire his ass.
And apparently, Jalen Johnson did not like that either.
Jalen went fucking crazy on him in the locker room. Apparently, like they Eberflus had to like run out of there because Jalen was gonna like beat his ass.
Hey, you know what? Good, 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 good. I'm glad Jalen did that. I'm glad somebody had to say something.
Dude, it shows that Jalen cares about the team, and this schmuck over here is fucking it all up.
And we just extended Jalen, and that schmuck's not going to deal with them for the next 4 years in Chicago.
Yeah.
No, he wants to
No.
win, and I don't blame him. Everybody in that damn locker room wants to win.
Jalen, after that, he is the leader of this team, man. He knows what's right for this
Exactly.
team. So I love the guy, man. That was awesome.
And like you said, Ian, we're talking about quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, the dude's just getting better and better and better every game. I mean, even the games we've lost, where the games against Washington, Green Bay, and Minnesota, the dude put great drives together before it all went to shit.
And he hasn't thrown like any interceptions in this losing streak that we've had. It's
Yeah,
been incredible.
I think he's had 200, over 200 pass attempts without throwing an interception lately, which
Yeah,
is
dude.
very impressive.
The kid is so fucking good. That's why we need coaching to help guide this kid, to help him put together great plays and not
Yes.
do the same bullshit where we go three and out every fucking time.
What's the usual three and out plays? Run up
All
the
right.
middle.
Yeah. First down, run up the middle. Second down, failed pass attempt up maybe up the middle to, I don't know who's going to be dropping the ball nowadays.
That's a great question. We
Because
don't know.
it's,
Probably Tyler Scott.
yeah. So well, yeah, we would do some bullshit like that, and then Pat, third down, you know what we do? We like to throw screens. The Bears like to throw screens on third down. Well, hopefully not anymore, man, because we haven't played that kind of football past week or two.
No, we
Um,
haven't.
so I like the direction the Bears are going. We're playing real football. We're not playing like we were in like the 1930s, man. Because
Yeah,
seriously, that is old school ball right there, man. Football nowadays
it's a
is,
passing league nowadays.
it's a passing league. You gotta have good wide receivers that can, make some moves, who can like, throw short to them and then they can run it down 40 some yards.
Which the
Like
Bears do have
we
great
have
receivers.
guys like that. That's why we need to utilize them better. We need to God, because I feel like we have been using the same playbook since the team fucking started, man. It's ridiculous because
Welcome to the club, buddy.
boy, oh boy, do we like to show it.
Yeah, again, I don't get why the Bears, like how the hell does the screen not work and yet we still fucking try it?
Yeah, we try it so many times and it never works. And I feel like they try to be like, oh man, they're never gonna see this coming. It's third and 20. They're not gonna see this coming. They see it coming, man, because we do
They
it
see
every
it coming
fucking
because they
week.
know you're gonna fucking run the screen.
Oh my God, dude. It was just miserable watching this team. But
I'll tell you this though, who's been impressive lately on the Bears, Keenan Allen.
yes, Keenan Allen, man. I mean, he caught all the touchdowns on Thanksgiving, right? Or
He caught two, and then we had the
two.
one late to DJ Moore.
Right. So yeah, Keenan came alive on Thanksgiving. Um,
Hell, Roma Duze could have caught that game-winning touchdown if we utilized our playbook better because we were moving the ball.
yeah, well, thank God that thinking process is over. So now we can actually have a coach that's worth a damn, or maybe our new interim head coach can actually show something and prove that he can win.
Thomas Brown, dude, he's won me over. He gives a shit.
Yeah. So we'll see. I would say if he wants to be head coach of this team next year, he has to win every game coming up.
Exactly. And I honestly I honestly feel really good about with the chances that we have down this home stretch. We go to San Francisco, who's completely banged up. They just lost Christian McCaffrey. Go figure.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy's just coming off of injury too.
Yeah,
So
they lost two running backs actually, Jordan Mason and Christian McCaffrey. So San Francisco, that game could be winnable. Then we go to Minnesota. That's a winnable game.
yeah, we
We
almost
host.
beat Minnesota. We
We should
almost
have.
beat Green Bay.
We almost beat Detroit.
Yes, and we almost beat Detroit. So it's very possible with good coaching, good play calling, we can win these games because we almost won the last matchups between the other four
Yep.
teams or three teams, I mean.
Seattle, we could win that game at home.
Yeah, Seattle is just, they're a real iffy team right now.
Not to get way too ahead of myself, Ian, but now that things are, finally calmed down in Chicago now, we could go 8-9, 9-8.
That that is very, very possible, and I would be so happy with that because I thought, we're gonna lose every game coming up if we're gonna keep this sack of shit around coaching our team. But now that the garbage has been taken out, we have
Two sacks of shit because
two sacks of
Waldron
shit.
was terrible as well.
Yes, but now the head honcho sack of shit is out of Chicago, so
The
I'm
main
ready.
elephant in the room is gone.
Yeah, we're looking on the bright side right now. We're walking on sunshine.
Exactly, about time. Something the Bears haven't had, something that us fans haven't felt in a long time.
Yeah, about damn time.
Exactly. So, yes, the Bears, I think they could, win a couple more games. When at first we're like, oh, nope, nope, we're going to lose out. But now with the elephant in the room gone, we're like, oh, maybe we can win a couple more games.
I really think we can.
Maybe they'll win the Seahawks game that we'll go to the day after Christmas.
It's really possible, man.
I hope so. I would hope so because we thought they were going to beat Minnesota the way they came back and how
God,
gassed they
dude,
had the defense.
I gotta say that had to be one of the most exciting games I ever went to, and we lost. Just, I've never been to an overtime game first off, and it was just insane to watch them just beat the clock down and get and tie the game before it ended. So that was really cool.
Yeah, the Bears are unfortunately 1-2 in overtime games I've gone to.
Ah,
They beat the Ravens at 13 when that monsoon came by. We lost to
oh
Buffalo.
yeah,
Yeah, we lost to Buffalo opening day in 14, and now this shit.
yeah, crazy man. But I gotta say that was definitely a very, very exciting game.
Well, the way we came back late and stuff, and we were one of those. Well, if the Vikings scored a touchdown, we would have left. We're like, they got a field goal. Let's stay. Let's stay.
Yeah.
Because the
Oh,
fans were leaving.
they had a shot at winning it. Oh yeah, dude.
I was like saying to myself, what are you doing coming back? You decided to betray your team like that and leave. Come on now. But yes, again, and that drive was put together by Caleb Williams. We saw him do the same shit the week before against Green Bay, and then we saw him do that against the Commanders. So, dude, Williams wants to fucking win. I love it.
Yeah, dude, the kid has a lot of heart, and I'm just so happy that he's on this team.
Exactly. Well, Ian, we'll see how the Bears do the rest of the way, but there's some optimism in Chicago.
Yeah, there is, and I just hope they do right by picking this next head coach.
Yes, that's the thing.
Mm.
That's the one thing you gotta hope for. We hire the right head coach. Yep. Well, Ian, hard to believe that the week 14 of the NFL season is here. The season's going by too fast.
Yeah, man, and it's been a wild season too.
Exactly. Like, we're talking about, Kansas City. They've gotten some of these lucky wins and stuff. Look, he wins
Yeah.
Buffalo with them losing some key offensive weapons. They're still on their same bullshit. 10-2.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy that
It just shows
it,
how good Josh Allen is.
yes, very, very true. So it's good to see that the Bills are finally having a very good projected season
Yeah,
and the chance they could go to the Super Bowl this year and maybe win it.
I hope so. Yeah, there's been a lot of surprising teams this year, Ian. I don't know. I don't know who your surprise team this year is, but one of the teams that really stood out to me as a surprise is the Pittsburgh Steelers because I was kind of skeptical on them offensively. I know they have a good defense, but goddamn, Mike Tomlin knows how to get it done.
Yeah, because we've seen how things have gone with Russell Wilson in the past with the Broncos. A little worrisome about Justin Fields, but hey, man, they have one of the best head coaches in the NFL. They know how to always put together a winning season.
Exactly. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season.
Yeah. Um, my surprise this year is the Bengals. How bad they have been this year.
Yeah.
Everything is just falling apart, Patrick.
I guess since Joe Burrow got that big ass contract, it's been slowly getting worse and worse for the Bengals.
Well, dude, the thing is, Joe Burrow has been good this season. He's been one of the top quarterbacks, man. He's got 30 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions, dude. Patrick Mahomes, look at him. He only has 19 touchdowns and he has 11 interceptions, man. It is crazy. Joe Burrow deserves better. Oh man, I wish he did not sign that contract with the Bengals because he deserves so much better.
Well, their defense is also atrocious as hell as well. And let's not forget too, the Bengals, they started the season 0-3. And yeah, you look at some of the games they played in, they're showing how atrocious their defense is. I mean, they gave up 38 to Washington in a loss, 41 to Baltimore, 37 against Philadelphia, 35 to Baltimore, and 34 to the Chargers, and now 44 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Burrow's doing what he can, but when you have an atrocious defense, yeah,
Yeah, dude, it's just pitiful at this point because Joe Burrow, he's bleeding everything
and I
for
like the guy.
yeah, me too, man. He has the most
Oh yeah,
passing yards.
he's the leader in passer. Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has the most touchdowns this season. I don't know where to find that on ESPN, but um,
And guess who that? And guess who is leading receiving it? Receiver. The leading receiver is Jamar fucking Chase.
yeah. So those two are just unbelievable. It just, man, you can't have a superior offense when your defense is just straight up garbage.
Exactly, and that's one thing I'm hoping the Bengals take a look at. In the offseason, fix your motherfucking defense.
Yeah, because it's getting pretty sad at this point because we thought the Bengals were going to be Super Bowl contenders for years to come when Joe Burrow started playing like an elite a few years ago.
Yep. Jamar Chase has 13 receiving touchdowns on the year. 13
He's been great,
receiving.
man.
He's leading. Yeah, so yeah, and yeah, Jamar Chase is your leading touchdown receiving leader as well with 13.
Yeah. So their offense is good. It's just atrocious defense, and man, it has really showed. But
So,
dude, look who's the leader in sacks this year. Trey Hendrickson, Cincinnati Bengals. That is the only saving grace on their defense. This guy is literally doing everything for them.
and looking at like so the Bengals have three leading categories, and the team is 4-8.
Yeah, that shows that something is just terribly wrong over there.
And like we said, it's the defense. And looking at the rushing leaders, it's literally a battle between Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Saquon Barkley's been on a tear lately.
Yeah. And you got Josh Jacobs, who is a little
Also
bit
good on
under
the team.
500 yards under Derrick Henry, which is absolutely insane.
Hell, Ian, I mean, what do we got? 4 weeks left? Yeah, we got one, two, no, 5 weeks left. We got 14, 15, 16. Dude, if Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley keep this shit up, we could see 2,000-yard rushers
Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely.
and a possible new single season rushing record.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they got to keep it up, but it's very possible.
So do you think that it's possible that Caleb Williams could get over to 4,000 passing yards for the end of the year?
Yes. With the changes we recently made and with how better Caleb Williams has been getting in, I see 4,000 passing yards.
Because he's at 2,612 right now.
I
I
have a good feeling that he will surpass 4,000 yards.
Yeah, and he'll be the first Bear quarterback to do it.
Again, that just shows you how bad we've had some quarterbacks.
Jeez, man, it's real bad out there.
Yep. And, look at some of the teams that have been disappointing. I, yes, they're banged up with injuries, but they haven't adjusted, and that's San Francisco.
Yeah, it's and things are kind of falling apart for them too. They played in the Super Bowl last year, and we thought that they were going to be hot this year. And now it's just injury after injury is just killing them.
Yeah. Well, and I wouldn't even say the injuries play a factor. There's just nobody stepping up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. So it's safe
Yeah.
to say the Super Bowl will not go through San Francisco in the NFC.
Nope, not this year.
I think it'll go through Detroit. I would love to see it go through Detroit.
Yeah, I really do think that Detroit can do it, but man, who do you think would? uh, how do you see the NFC Championship game? Who do you think is going to be playing in that?
I'm gonna say Detroit and Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Philly's been on a tear, and it's crazy because they have not been really talking about Philly that much this year, and they've been on a tear.
Well, once Saquon Barkley got going, they've been on a serious tear lately. I mean, in Saquon Barkley against the Rams. Well, actually, Saquon Barkley's last 3 games against Washington on November 14th, 146 rushing yards. Against the Rams, 255
Yeah,
and 107 against Baltimore.
that's wild, man. He's just so damn good. I'm glad he got out of New York.
Oh, I would have to I would have to agree.
Yeah, he is exactly what they needed in Philly because, they for a while they were looking like Super Bowl contenders and they had a little lull, and now I feel like they're back. They could come back and compete again for another Super Bowl.
We'll just have to see, what happens as the season goes on. Because Minnesota's starting to wake the fuck up, though. I still think they're pretenders because they're always getting these last second wins and shit.
Yeah, their wins like they're
They
just
should have
like
lost to
Kansas
Arizona. They should
City.
have lost to us. They should have lost to the Jaguars.
Yep. They're frauds just like Kansas City is this year, so
Yeah, speaking of Kansas City, yeah, like we were talking about earlier, Kansas City has gotten themselves way, 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 way too many close wins.
yeah, it's crazy how close they have been to losing a bunch of these games. I mean, they don't deserve to win another Super Bowl this year, I'll tell you that.
No, I do not see them three-peating. They've been in way too many close games. The Bills finally got them a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, the Bills finally got to them a couple weeks ago. They lost to Baltimore because Isaiah likely doesn't know where the line is. They had pass interference go their way against the Bengals in week 2, and they had a block a field goal against the Broncos, who was running all over them. And They got a lucky break against the Chiefs or the Raiders, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with that fumble there at the end of the game.
Yeah, your boy AOC was under center.
Dude, that was awful. You can't even blame AOC for that. That was
I know.
just bad. That was a bad toss.
And they almost lost to fucking Carolina.
Yeah, so dude, they're more pretenders than
Yeah,
Minnesota
they had to
is.
beat Tampa Bay in overtime. They beat the Raiders by 7 in the first meeting. They only beat the Los Angeles Chargers by 7. They beat the Falcons by 5.
Complete and utter frauds.
Yeah, no, I don't see them going to the Super Bowl. I really don't. I
No,
want a Detroit Buffalo Super Bowl.
that would feed families for generations.
And I wouldn't give a fuck and I wouldn't give a fuck who would win.
I want Buffalo to win it, man.
I was
They
gonna say
they
I
went
would
to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row,
I was gonna
and
say
they didn't
if
lose.
I had to pick a winner, it'd be Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean the Lions are still a NFC North rival to us.
This is
Deep
true.
down, it would be cool if they won a Super Bowl, whatever. They've never been, but I love Bills Mafia, man. I love
Don't we
Buffalo
all?
so much. Oh man, I would love to see them win the Super Bowl,
How
especially
about
the
that
hell
Winter
that they went through.
Wonderland game against the 49ers?
Oh, that was insane, man. And it was just funny watching all the fans trying to get to their seats.
It
And
just
did
shows you how dedicated they are to Buffalo Bills football. And I low key wouldn't mind sitting in a snow game like that.
Oh, dude, that would be so much fun. Did you see that someone tried to block a field goal by throwing a snowball? That
Yes.
was so funny.
That would have been hilarious if the field goal wasn't no good thanks to the snowball. I'm like, oh, the snowball actually worked.
What would they do in that situation?
Well, they can't find the fan obviously. Find the fan obviously because there's a fuck ton of fans.
Oh, they'll find them, man. They got cameras everywhere.
Yep, yep. And Josh Allen, uh, that was an interesting touchdown. He passed and caught a touchdown. I mean, how the hell do you describe it?
Yeah, so he threw the ball and then they just pitched it right back to him
He's like,
and
here you
then he
go.
and then he ran it in. Dude, and he's the first ever player to do that. Or the first
I
ever
love
player
it
to
though.
have a throwing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a yeah, something like that. But it was nuts.
College coaches are really kicking themselves for not looking at Josh Allen coming out of high school. Like Josh Allen is clearly right now throwing a big FU at all those schools that slept on him.
Dude, it's just so great to see stories like that. And Josh Allen's just such a good guy too.
When I first heard his name, I was like, "Ooh, that's a good candidate. I wouldn't sleep on him." And then
Yep.
when the Bills trade up, I'm like, Josh Allen to Buffalo, and I'm like, oh, this kid.
And he's just a perfect fit over there, man. I just love the energy that he brings to the team. And I'm just so happy that they're having such an ungodly year.
I love it, man. I love it. Let's go
Hmm.
Buffalo. I would love to see the Bills win it.
Dude, Bills Mafia would go nuts.
Anybody but the Chiefs and Packers, please.
Yes. Well, that's if the Packers can even make the playoffs.
Well, the way they're playing right now, fuck.
I mean, honestly, they could lose these next few games. I mean, it's crazy that they're 9-3 and they're not even able to sniff a spot for the NFC
It
North
just
right
shows
now.
you how good the division is.
It's insane, man. Yeah, our division's so good, and then there's us.
Yeah, that's about right. But we'll see what happens the rest of the way. I'm excited for the rest of the rest of the season. I feel good about our Bears, Ian. I really do.
Yeah, I think the future just got a little bit brighter with firing those clowns.
And as always, Ian, we always wrap up our NFL segment by making our 3 picks, our lock, upset, and winner. I'll let you go first on this one, buddy.
Alrighty, let me get the schedule up. So we are on week 14.
Hard to believe it is week 14.
It is week 14. So obviously my lock Let's go Lions over Green Bay.
That's
My upset, I don't know. It would be Jacksonville over Tennessee.
okay.
And then my third pick, let's go Bears over San Fran.
I love it.
I have high hopes. Dude, you want to make a trip out to Tennessee for the Jacksonville game? The tickets are
I'm looking at the tickets right now.
$11. Let's go to Nissan Stadium, dude.
Holy shit, that's hell, look at the Bears Niners games. The tickets are as low as $85.
Yeah, but you gotta get all the way to California, though.
That's the problem, and
Yep,
flights will not be as cheap as well
yep. But
if the
those
flights
are
are even
my
happening.
yeah. But those are my three picks.
I love those picks, Ian. My lock this week, I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. Tua is back and has been looking not too bad, but I'm gonna take the Dolphins as my lock to beat the Jets.
Well, the
My
Jets
upset,
just suck.
that's true. My upset, give me the fucking Bears to beat the Niners.
Atta boy.
And my third winner, this is a bold pick right here. Give me the Browns to beat the Steelers. They
Ooh.
were in a fucking shootout with Denver last night until Jameis Winston threw that idiotic pick six.
Very, very bold. I don't know, man. Jameis Winston, he's he's just that guy. He will always be Mr. 30 for 30. And that's how his entire career is going to go. He's either good or he's either bad.
Well, the Browns are in a QB debacle, and well, they had a troublemaker under center.
Yeah, so they're so dumb for giving Deshaun all that fucking money.
Exactly, and yeah, how did that shit go?
Yeah, but I don't know, Pat. I don't know about that one. I think Pittsburgh, they got everything together. I don't think they'll let Cleveland tear them apart.
I just need to make a. I just wanted to make a bold pick, and I'm going to take the
There you
Brownies
go.
to beat the Steelers.
There you go.
All right, Ian. Let's move on to the college football side of things. It's conference championship weekend, but holy shit, did rivalry weekend really take rivalry to the next level? Oh my god.
Dude, that was absolutely insane.
First of all,
First,
that had to have been one of the shittiest Michigan Ohio State games that I've ever watched.
that was so boring. That was an awful game. Um, and then we ended the game with a fight. That was amazing.
Exactly. Because well, first and foremost, Gus Johnson, Ohio State Dick Ryder confirmed on that interception. He's like, Captain, this man, the hero. And I'm like, boy, you're clearly telling us that you are a big Ohio State fan.
Right?
But yes, Michigan planted their flag on Ohio State's logo, and the players were like, hey, fuck you doing? And then
Yep. Big fight broke out. We had another fight break out with NC State and North Carolina.
yep, Florida State had a brawl. I mean, there were brawls everywhere.
Yeah. But I gotta say, probably the most exciting game of the weekend came on Friday with Georgia and Georgia Tech going
I
into eight overtimes, dude.
Georgia Tech. Are you pulling your inner Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, but
They
dude,
had a yes. Oh yeah, I actually I actually threw on the game after the unfortunate after the fortunate Nebraska collapse against Iowa. I threw on the game right before Georgia got that late turnover to go down this field and tie the game.
yeah, that was a crazy game. Georgia does not deserve to be in the playoffs. They're frauds.
I
Um,
100% agree with you.
but yeah, it was a really good weekend, man. It was a lot of good games. I love rivalry weekend. Um, Purdue fired Walters, so I'm happy.
As they should, because the Purdue's been atrocious this year.
And first time since 1942 that a head coach had 11 straight losses, I think, in the Big Ten.
Sounds about right.
So pretty shitty, so I'm glad we got rid of him. Yeah, the Iowa-Nebraska game was also very boring.
Yeah, that's usually how those games go. Mostly punts.
Yeah, that was pretty atrocious. Oregon slapped the shit out of Washington.
Yep. Oregon will play Penn State for the Big Ten championship game.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm going with Oregon for that one.
Oh, dude, the mighty you can't beat the Mighty Ducks.
Exactly. And the Mighty Ducks. It's safe to say their win. You know, a lot of people were writing off Oregon after their 37-34 win over Boise State. You look back at that now and you're like, oh shit, Boise State's actually a good team. Maybe we
Dude,
shouldn't. Yeah, Boise State is ranked 10th right now. So for those who shit on Oregon after the way they played against Boise State, um, Boise State's actually a pretty good fucking team.
dude, and they have the best running back in college right now. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure Nick's going crazy about him right now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, Ashton Genty, 2,288 rushing yards. Goddamn.
yeah, he has been fucking insane this year. And how about SMU this year, man? They have been unbelievable.
I keep forgetting they're in the ACC as well.
Hmm. Yeah, but SMU came to life this year, man.
They did. They did. Happy to see SMU, do their things. Taking a look at the college football playoff rankings right now, Oregon's at 1, Texas is at 2, Penn State's at 3, Notre Dame's at 4, Georgia at 5, Ohio State at 6, Tennessee at 7, SMU at 8, Indiana at 9, Boise State at 10, Alabama at 11, and Miami at 12.
All right. Yeah, this has been a pretty crazy year because usually we see Notre Dame fall apart. They have
Well,
been,
I'm surprised I'm surprised they haven't yet. I mean, we thought they fell apart after their loss to Northern Illinois.
yeah. But that just made them angry and they played really well.
Yeah, they destroyed USC. And it's nothing's official yet. We got to see how the conference championships go this weekend. So it's far from set in stone.
Yeah. And Ohio State should have not dropped 4 spots. They should have dropped like 10 or 15 spots after that loss to Michigan. That
Yeah,
was
because Michigan did not have a good year, and you let them come into their house
no, they
and
don't
pull that
deserve
shit out of
the
their ass.
they don't deserve to be 6. Georgia should have lost like 2 spots after
Oh
barely
yeah,
beating Georgia Tech. That was ridiculous.
that was a crazy game to watch.
That was, oh man, that was so much fun. It went on forever. I
Yep,
love college overtime rules, dude.
they're insane. But yes, Boise State takes on UNLV for the Mountain West championship game.
Easy win.
For
Mountain
sure.
West ain't shit.
Iowa State and Arizona State face off for the Big 12 championship game. Who the hell would have saw this coming?
Yeah, right?
Texas and Georgia for the SEC championship game. Go Horns.
Yeah, I would love to see Texas slam Georgia down.
Oregon and Penn State. Give me the Quackers.
Yes. That
And
is gonna be a big quacker for me.
SMU versus Clemson.
Let's go Smoo.
Smooth. Love that choice. But yeah, rivalry weekend just showed how much these teams fucking hate each other.
Yeah, they take rivalry weekend to another fucking level. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some fines split out as well.
No, yeah, always.
Yeah, you do something, fuck around and find out is what they always say.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, hard to believe that it's this weekend. It's championship
Yeah,
weekend.
it has been a wild college football season, man. Probably the craziest one we've seen.
Oh yeah, well, especially with this 12-team playoff, man. I love the fucking 12-team playoff.
Yep, we're not getting the same guys that we usually see, so love to see it.
Poor Florida State.
Man, they just fell apart.
Yeah, them not making the playoff last year completely deflated those fuckers.
Yeah, right.
Well, anyway, Ian, That'll do it for our football talk. Now we'll wrap up, as always, with our big three and our fantastic and bonehead plays of the week. This week's big three is our big three favorite Christmas characters. Ian, I'll let you go first for your favorite characters.
All right, well, I have to go with a classic, Buddy the Elf, one of the best.
Absolutely.
Um, man, can't go wrong with Santa Claus. I mean, the man is Christmas, right?
Exactly.
Kris Kringle, man, he is what makes Christmas. And my third would have to be the Grinch.
Oh, yes, love those choices, Ian. My first up, my big three favorite Christmas characters. You can't go wrong with George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, absolutely.
I love Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's got to be your favorite Christmas character.
Dinner was full.
I know, because I know that's your favorite Christmas movie.
It is, yeah. Did I watch it today? Oh, yes, I did.
Good, man. You're probably going to watch it 5 more times before it's Christmas.
Yep. Maybe over 5 more times.
There you go, man.
That and Elf, and along with the other crazy Christmas movies that I have lined up.
Oh, yeah. You got to watch Fred Claus.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I've watched that a couple times.
That's one of my favorites, man. It's a very underrated Christmas movie.
Have you watched Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
That one's an underrated movie too.
Oh, absolutely, man. And of course, Die Hard.
Oh yeah, I love that movie. You want some action for Christmas? Boom!
Hey, and everyone knows that the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire is a Thanksgiving movie.
A Thanksgiving scene does happen, so yep.
Damn straight.
And my last Christmas character? Ooh. Kevin fucking McAllister.
Haha. The prankster himself.
But it's paid off.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That'll do it for our big three. Now let's go on to our fantastic and bonehead plays of the week. Ian, what do you got?
All right, well, I guess I'll start off with my bonehead play of the week because they kind of correlate together. The Bears not calling a fucking timeout, killing the game, and just having Caleb just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So that was ridiculous. And then the incredible play of the week, firing Matt Eberflus. So there you go, Pat.
I love it. That's the best way to put it.
Yep.
The bonehead leads the fantastic play of the week.
Yeah, it did. So maybe I'm kind of happy it happened.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because I think if we didn't fuck up like that, I still think Eberflus would have a job.
Unfortunately, as much as we hit, unfortunately.
But he fucked up. He got fired, and now we're happy.
And he gone.
Yep.
Well, anyway, let's go on to my fantastic and bonehead play of the week. My fantastic play of the week, we're going to show some love to the big boys up front. Leonard Williams for the Seattle Seahawks with a 90-plus yard pick six. A fucking defensive lineman with a 90-plus yard pick six.
Dude, yeah, that was nuts.
He will huff and puff and blow his way down the sideline for the touchdown.
That was cool.
Yep. And then my bonehead play of the week, Jameis Winston on his bullshit throwing a pick six against the Broncos late in the game.
What do you expect from Mr. 30 for 30, man?
He will always be Mr. 30 for 30.
Yep.
And that wraps up the show. Ian, another good episode of the Cuddles Mojo.
Yes, sir. Man, it was quite a week of football. That's for damn sure.
For sure, and there's still more to come and stuff. And then and then of course with college basketball going on, we'll talk more about the rankings and stuff. Nothing excited about the NBA because the NBA soft as fuck, and then the Blackhawks, well, hey, maybe they'll fire their coach soon.
We'll see about that. It's miserable times over there for the Hawks.
Yep. And then Hopefully NASCAR gets their shit together when the 2025 season comes, even though they probably won't.
Yeah. Really, only thing going on with NASCAR is just waiting to hear what's going to be happening with this lawsuit.
Yep, yep. Hey, good for Riley Herbst getting a ride.
Yeah, I'm glad that they announced that Riley Herbst is going to be running a 2311 car, even though they're in the middle of the lawsuit. They're not going to be running a charter next year. So that's good. And hopefully they'll announce Noah Gragson officially to Front Row Motorsports.
It's not official?
Well, I mean, it's official, but, they have a whole lawsuit thing going on. They already, there's already so many announcements going on with where drivers, with teams posting about their drivers. They haven't posted anything about Noah yet, so we'll see.
For sure. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to another episode of the Cuddles Mojo. We will see you next time.